But today we have two speakers, and we've had both of these gentlemen here to speak for us or to us previously, and I'm sure you'll remember them once they get up here, but they've got a new message to give us today, and it's about the motivational and inspirational discussion on how to begin living a healthy life with proper food and exercise. So I think they've got the key to it, and they're going to teach us all what these are. We have as our speaker A.D. Abison, who is a wellness coordinator at Baptist. He's been there for 12 years. A.D. has a B.S. in exercise science from Arkansas Tech University and is a certified personal trainer. Jeremy Ray is a fitness coordinator with Baptist and has worked there for 13 years. Jeremy has a B.S. in health and wellness from the University of Arkansas at Monticello and is certified health fitness instructor through the American College of Sports Medicine. So they both have a great message to deliver to us. So I'm going to turn the speakers over to them. I believe Jeremy's going to take the floor first.
How are we doing today?
Doing great.
Good? Pretty good turnout, it looks like. Carol told us how many of y'all were coming, and we were really excited. It's always good to have a big group to come talk to, especially at the start of the new year. You know, everybody's starting a new year and a new meet. Okay, and that's what we're here to talk about. Okay, how many people here just wondering how many people have started the exercise program this year so far? Okay, got a couple of you. Okay, well, we're going to try to give you some ideas. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about the nutritional part, and then I'm going to pass it over to AD, and he's going to go a little bit into the exercise part. Okay, it's a good day today. We're going to maybe get you up and move a little bit after you're done eating as well. It's pretty outside. We got jobs. If you're here, you got a job, so everything's good. So we're going to get into it, okay? New year, new me, all right? Every time when people try to do something new, sometimes they get discouraged or sometimes they're scared about change, not sure what route to do, and kind of actually worried about failure. So I thought I'd get a word from the man upstairs. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Don't be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Okay? He's the man. Just believe in that and you'll be able to accomplish anything. Okay? I'm a true believer. You are what you eat. Okay? You are what you eat. If you eat typically this, all right, and I'm not saying on the weekends, that's okay. But if your dietary intake is compiled mostly of fast food, then you may feel like you run like that. Okay? Now, on the other hand, if you eat these real colorful fruits, vegetables, good quality meats, okay, you're probably going to feel like you run like this, okay? A true believer in that, okay? Not saying you can't do fast food. I do it, but you gotta keep it to a minimum, and most of your diet has to be compiled of these type of foods and healthy low-fat foods, okay? All right? What we're going to do today is I'm going to try to give you 5 steps to try to get you eating healthy, okay? We're going to go through all these individually, but just like everything else, the first one, you got to set goals, okay? So it don't matter if it's eating healthy, if it's you're going to build a house, or you're going to try to accomplish something, you've got to set goals, all right? You got to be prepared because there's always something that's going to happen. Something's going to get in the way. It's never going to flow like you planned on it to get flow, okay? There's always going to be some little hurdle that you may have to jump over, all right? You've got to be realistic, okay? Things that typically are worth having does not happen fast, right? It's not going to be quick, okay? So you got to be realistic. Be adventurous. You know, be adventurous and be willing to explore different ideas and different things maybe that you haven't done before and see what the outcome is, okay? Don't just stick to the same routine. Obviously, if you've tried something before and the same routine has never got you there, then it may be good for you to look outside those walls and try something new. All right? Be flexible. You always got to be able to bounce off the wall from time to time and go another direction. As long as you end up heading in the right direction and you make a little detour and get going in that right direction, you're okay. Okay? So the first one, Setting goals. Set short and long-term goals. Be precise and make sure your short-term goals are baby steps to your long-term goals. Okay? Best thing you can do. One of the biggest things I see when people are trying to reach a goal is they look at the end range. Okay? And they start off, and we'll talk about losing weight, if that's mainly what people are wanting to talk about. If we're talking about losing weight, they want to say, I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay? But they don't set any little goals to get them to that. For example, I want to lose 5 pounds a month. Okay? You work on chipping away at what you're wanting to accomplish, which will eventually get you there. Okay? Just like everything else in life. Anything you want to accomplish, you set short-term goals to try to reach your ultimate goal, whatever that is. Some people, when they come in to talk to us, it might be, we start talking, what's your food intake, what kind of calories are you consuming, that type of thing. The biggest thing is I drink 5, 6 cups of coffee a day. Okay? All right, well, obviously we can't really do that if we're trying to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Yes, it gives you energy, no doubt. But there's some things that's kind of, steering us in the wrong direction. So I might say, all right, you're doing 5 cups now. All right? Next week, let's go to 4. Next week, let's go to 3. Next week, let's go to 2. Okay? Little baby steps. And it's amazing how something so small as getting someone to drink 2 cups of coffee versus 5 makes them feel like they accomplished something. Okay? And I know for a lot of people that is. Because coffee, how many people here start off their day with a cup of coffee? How many people here have more than 1 cup of coffee a day? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay. See? Now that will be an accomplishment for this young lady right here. Okay? And even the 5 cup people, that would be an accomplishment. Okay? So just know, whatever your goals are, set them up and then set short-term goals to try to reach that goal. Okay? Next one. Be prepared. Okay? You always got to be prepared. Now I put little stars by these first 3 because I'm going a little bit more in depth in those as we go. Know right from wrong. If you don't know right from wrong, then you may end up going the wrong way and think you're doing right. Okay? Learn to read food labels. That's one thing that I see a lot of people come in, they really don't know how to read food labels, nor some people don't even look at food labels. They may look at the front of the package where the manufacturers put all the things that they want you to see, but half of us probably won't turn the package around and look at it anyway. So a lot of people don't even know what any of that means. Okay? So when it comes to eating right, we've got to learn to read food labels. Okay? Understand portion control. That's one of the biggest things. You may or may not be surprised how many people don't understand what proper portion sizes are. Okay? And that's where you can get in trouble. Dropping and limiting your portion sizes can make a big difference in the amount of calories you're actually consuming. All right? Prepare a shopping list. If you're going shopping, the best thing you can do for your income, as far as money and spending, is prepare a shopping list and to know the right type of food to go get. Okay? Shop once per week. Keep your food fresh. If a food can stay on the shelf for 3 or 4 weeks and not ruin, there's something wrong with it. Okay? So it's really good if you go shopping once a week to get the food you're going to eat that week. Now, if you buy something today and then we don't eat it till February 15th, okay, then there's been put so many additives and preservatives and stuff in there to keep that stuff. It's not even real food, as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of stuff in there. Okay? All right, know right from wrong. Okay, a simple question. A lot of people think low-fat, low-calorie diets do not work, or work. They think they work, but they do not work. Okay? Balance is the key. A low-fat diet is not going to work. Yes, temporarily it will. If you drop your fat calories, you're going to probably lose a little weight. Low-calorie diets definitely will work, but people take that way down too far. Okay? Because low calories, yes, if I didn't eat now for the next 3 days, I'd lose weight. Okay? You got to have balance. You got to have balance in your fruits and vegetables, in your water intake, carbohydrates and protein. Okay? So it's not just low fat. I know there's so many diets out there. Yes, if you drop your carbohydrates, you're going to lose weight. If you drop your fat, you're going to lose weight. Drop your calories, you're going to lose weight. You got to have balance. Okay? Lower fat meats, just some ideas, are ground round, ground sirloin, ground turkey breast, and salmon. Okay, that's your leaner cuts of meat. Not to say you can't have the fatty meat every now and then. It just doesn't need to be the main staple of what you take in. Okay, and salmon, no, is not the only fish that's healthy for you. You can have cod, tilapia, those type of things. But those are your leaner types of meat, okay? And I would say, and this probably goes into the adventurous part, but try some meat you never tried before. Duck, bison, like buffalo, different things like that, just to get a variety. Because I believe, as long as you're not overdoing one, you know, you'll be okay. But every animal or anything you eat has something different to offer, okay? As always that sounds, you know, when you're eating it has different things to give your body, okay? Fresh fruits and vegetables are better for you opposed to canned or packaged. That's kind of what I was saying. Your fresh stuff is better versus something that can sit on there for a month and never ruin, okay? Definitely that's your better bet. And if you notice in your supermarkets, your fresh stuff is on the outside of the outside. Like usually I do most of my stuff at Walmart, but the fruit and vegetables at the very end. All your processed stuff and stuff that will last for months is in the middle. And what they do is they notice at the stores when you go, the end caps of those aisles are the best end caps in the whole store, okay? Because that's your processed food. They make them really bright. They put all the good stuff, and they kind of pull you into, oh, let's go see what's down this aisle, okay? So just remember, fresh fruits and vegetables are better. Mayonnaise, which everybody likes, sour cream, and most commercially available high-fat dips and dressings are high in oil and high in calories, okay? So you want to make sure if you do eat those things, then at least limit the amount that you eat, okay? Because they can put in extra calories a lot more than you think, okay? So you just want to make sure that you limit that to a certain extent, all right? Soft drinks, fruit juices contain high amounts of added sugar, okay? How many Coke drinkers do we have? Okay? You'd almost be surprised, and we'll pass this sheet out here in a minute.
It's out.
Is it out? You see that sheet with shows the drinks with the cubes of sugar on it? The very front one? Look how many cubes of sugar are just in those bottles of Coke. Okay? I would actually say that sugar is worse for you than the fat is, okay, in all foods. So just look, and you compare those. And I gave you a couple of different pictures of different foods that have sugar. Now, granted, fruit has sugar too, but that's okay. It's fruit. It's natural. This type of sugar is not really natural. All right? Just know that those drinks, fruit juices as well, apple juice, orange juice, those juices like that also have a lot of sugar too. So don't feel like, you're doing better by doing your orange juice, but you're still getting a lot of sugar. Okay? And it's not good for your body. All right? Or your teeth, like I try to watch my son. But you just got to watch your sugar intake. And this right here kind of gives you an eye-opener to what's actually in some of those drinks. Okay? Avoid processed foods. Here's the hard one. This is the hard one. Because almost everything is processed. It's quick. It's microwavable. You can have it done in 35 seconds. And then you can eat and be done. Okay? That goes along with the stuff that can sit on the shelves for 2 months. Okay? It's quick. There's stuff that's been put in there. And I understand more now because I have a kid. All right? So I have a 3-year-old. So I do understand that a lot better than I did probably 3 years ago. But you got to look at your cookies, your white rice, okay? Basically, if you're eating things that are white, it's going to be processed in your body very quickly into sugar, okay? A baked potato is one of the fastest one that converts to sugar, okay? I know how many people go to Jason's Deli? Okay, you know they got the big potatoes, huge. You gotta think, as soon as you eat that, probably within 30 minutes, that stuff is processed into sugar. Versus like a sweet potato that has a lot more fiber, slower breaks down, okay, and it gives you energy throughout the day. Sugar's immediate, okay? And also your instant food and TV dinners, you gotta just be aware of them. That's where being able to read the food labels and kind of see what's in them will help you. All right. Some of the healthiest nuts, some good nuts to eat. Not the salty ones you get at gas stations and the ones you get at Walmart with caramel and chocolate all over. I had a client come in one day. She said, "Jeremy, I ate my nuts." She told me. I said, "All right, we get 5. Good, way to go, way to go." And she'll see, here's what I had. And they were covered in chocolate. And she had 2 handfuls of them. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Walnuts, almonds, pecans, and cashews. Okay? In moderation. Okay? They're good for a mid-morning, mid-afternoon snack, handful, okay, maybe with an apple, okay? You can overdo good stuff just like you can overdo bad stuff, okay? So over-consuming these, of course, will give you a lot of calories, okay? But they're good for you in moderation, all right? Healthy choices for cheese includes feta, Gouda, Manchego, grass-fed, and our Alpine, Havarti, aged white, cheddar, and Parmesan. Okay. Now, why are these better than your regular cheese that you get? It's because these have more taste for the amount that you would get. Okay. Plus, they got more protein in them. Okay. And the fatty acid ratio of them compared to cheddar is better. Okay. So these are the ones you would like to choose, like to put on your salads and things like that. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about anything so far? We're good? Like what? Excuse me? Like the sugar in a drink versus sugar in a fruit. The fruit sugar is natural. The sugar that's been put into like orange juice and type things, one, they've added more sugar than what came in that orange. We'll say that. Okay, so you're getting additional plus the breakdown of it as well. Okay, the way your body accepts it. Okay, you're going to get sugar in almost any fruit you eat, which is fine. I think banana's like one of your top ones. But like I said, in moderation, that's okay, and fruits are good for you. But the processed sugar drinks that have had sugar added to them, added with the actual fruit of the sugar, is different, and you get more. Okay? All right. So you got to know right from wrong to be able to make the right decisions. Food labels. Okay? How many people actually even look at food labels on their food? Okay, good. Good. That's really good. Just to go quick. Notice on this, because I have people come in also that don't understand. You know, it says for one serving size, 1 cup is what all this is. Okay? Which is right. But they don't pay attention that there's 2 servings in here. So everything in here is multiplied by 2. All right? So sometimes when they think they're doing good, because they're like, oh, it's only 280 calories. I've had a client say that. Oh, Jeremy, it's only 280 calories. I did good. I said, well, not really. Because you got to multiply times 2. There's a lot more than that. You know, there's 560 in there. All right? That's a pretty big snack. You know, 560 is a pretty big snack. Also, you go through your total fat, 13 grams, saturated fat 5, trans fat 2, cholesterol, sodium. So it gives you a breakdown, which is good, okay? Really good. This is a percent of what it would be for a 2,000 calorie diet, okay? You understand that? So all these are generally based off a 2,000 calorie diet. And this is the percentage of what you'd be getting of that 2,000 calorie diet, okay? And then it goes into breaking these down into a grams, okay, of a 2,000 calorie diet and a 2,500 calorie diet. Okay, and just so in case some of you don't know, for every gram of fat, you get 9 calories. Every gram of fat, you get 9 calories. So not all grams are equal. You know, fat is higher than protein and carbohydrates. So for every 4 grams, or every gram of fat, you get 9 calories. You get 4 carbohydrates and 4 protein. Okay, so not created equal there. You get a lot more calories in a gram of fat than you do carbohydrates and protein. Okay? This right here, I put this on here because, you know, the big thing, and just like I said, you know, white food processes faster in your body as sugar, converted to sugar well. Sweet potatoes are better than, you know, your white baked potato. Your whole wheat pasta is better than your white pasta. Your whole wheat bread is better than your white bread, okay? Because it's got more fiber in it. It takes longer to break down. But if you go look, a lot of those bread packages say enriched wheat flour. Okay, that's not wheat. The bread will be brown. The package will say whole wheat. But if you look on the back, and it says enriched wheat flour, it's not 100% wheat. Okay? So you need to make sure when you look here, I think it says 100% whole ground wheat. But if it says enriched, that means there's a little bit of wheat, but there's also white flour processed in there. Okay, so it can trick you. Look on your bagels, anything that says wheat. Okay, muffins, all that. And you used to be surprised if those big muffins, those brand muffins that look so good that say 100% natural, 100% whole wheat. Look on the back just to make sure. Okay. That's one way they can trick you. And also, this is kind of just me going into, I'm not going to go through all this. to me, the healthier the food is, the least amount of things you have fall in the ingredients. Okay? Now you start looking, just as y'all go shopping this weekend or whenever you go, start looking at how many ingredients are in your food. I looked at one for a strawberry milkshake. It's 4 times this. It starts here, and I swear it'd go down here for a strawberry milkshake. So you got to think how many things they got to put in a milkshake to make it taste the way you want it to taste. Okay? A lot of junk. All right, so just check that out when you go to the store next time. Check the ingredients. Just rule of thumb, the fewer amount of things you have on that ingredient line, the better it is for you, more than likely. Okay? Portion control. I just wanted to go through this because a lot of people don't know. A cup of fruit or vegetables, a woman's fist, or tennis ball. That's a portion of that. Okay? 1 ounce of cheese is either 2 Dominoes or lipstick tube. All right? Are these smaller than what y'all thought they might be? Definitely. Definitely. It have to be for some of the people I see come in with the. No, I'm talking about people come over to my place. They're like, Jeremy, I only ate this much, and I'm like, well, you know what a portion size is? They're like, no. I said, girl, you need to be down here, Bagel, hockey pucks. Bagels are huge these days. I did have a dietitian. I think Joe Beth told us this. A bagel, and the bigger ones, has just as much sugar as a Shipley's donut. Okay? The big ones. All right? Look on the package of those. And I'll go into that pack, how they can say that and do that. How can they get sugar in there but not say there's sugar in there? Okay, 3 ounce of meat, fish, deck of cards. Okay? 1 teaspoon of margarine or butter, tip of your thumb. Now, how many people take that thumb and go, whoa? That spooning. You know it? I try to watch myself sometimes. I try to watch, boy, that's not very much. I put that stir around, try to get all my rice on there. So that gives you an idea. Now, I put that in your PowerPoint so you would have that to look at. All right, when you go home and cook tonight, just go by that and tell me how many you're hungry. Okay? But really, you want to get more servings of vegetables. You'd like to have, well, if you could get two servings of vegetables at every meal, that'd be awesome. Okay? All right, portion control. Calorie counting. All right, calorie counting. 1 pound contains 3,500 calories. I kind of brought this just to give you a visual. Okay, so a pound of fat looks like that right there. That's 1 pound of fat. All right, so when you say, people say, I lost 10 pounds. You got to be happy for them. Because you can imagine 10 of these. So you root those people on. Be proud of them. That's a pound of fat. Okay, and I'll just show you in comparison a pound of muscle. Okay, there you go. You can see the muscle smaller, but we all that everybody said muscle weighs more, right? So that just kind of gives you an idea. All right, when you lose a pound of fat, that's what you're losing, and that's not too pleasant right there. But anyway, this will give you an idea. Okay, to lose 1 pound per week, cut intake calories by 500 calories per day. And what that basically says, you burn 3,500 calories in 7 days. Okay, you can't do that all through exercise, and you don't want to do that all through eating. So you cut back 250 in your diet per day, and then you exercise a day and burn 250, and there's get your 500. Okay, and then of course you just add it by 2 to lose 2 pounds per week. Okay, but a lot of people don't understand that. They try to cut the calories so low and get all the weight loss from just not taking in enough food. Which we know if you do that, you start to feel bad, you don't have the calories, and you lose. You have the scale, it's great, man. The scale's dropping, but you start to lose muscle, you get kind of flabby. You know what I mean? You ever seen those people, and the only reason I've done it is because we used to do wellness testing, and you see somebody come in really thin, guy, girl, whatever, and you're like, man, they look in good shape. But when you grab them to check their body fat, it's gooey. It's like you grab their arms or their leg, and you go like that, to squeeze it, and you just pull off a lot. They don't have a lot of muscle mass. Okay? If you deprive yourself of calories, you're going to lose the muscle that you need, okay, to be strong and to burn calories. Okay? So definitely cutting the calories is not the way to go. All right? Here we go. Be realistic. There's no magic pill. How many people's taking something to lose weight? Be honest. I've taken something just to be stronger there, like when I was in college.
What was that?
Creatine.
Oh.
Creatine. That's about as adventurous as I got. So nobody's taking any pill. No hydroxycut, No, what's it? There's something out. What's the HC? There's something out you put under your tongue.
ACG, I think.
ACG. Okay. Well, y'all are good then.
Yeah.
LI. I mean, there's always. No, don't get me wrong. If your physician says medically, he medically says you need to do this, I'm gonna give you this, then go. I mean, do what the doctor says. But we know there's people out there ain't raising their hand. But everybody's tried something to try to help something. You know what I mean? The average woman needs 1,500 calories a day to lose weight. That's to lose weight. Okay? Now, a woman really should never drop below 1,200. Okay, for health reasons, unless you're medically supervised. And I know a whole bunch who do. They drop below 1,200. But to lose weight, just 1,500. Okay? I mean, that's based on just your average activity and then exercising some. I mean, if you exercise more, you got to take in more. And people don't understand that you burn more calories when you exercise, but you also got to put calories in there to be able to exercise. Okay? There's a balance there. It's not so much you stop eating completely and then start working out. You'll never make it. Okay? You may make it 2 weeks, but that's about it. Okay? Men, the average man needs 1,800 calories a day to lose weight. Okay? They should never drop below 1,500. Okay? Unless they're medically supervised. Now, I know there's diets that do that, but the rule is you don't drop below 1,500. Average weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds per week. Okay? Not very fast, but like I said before, anything that comes quick usually is not good. Okay? Give it time, and it will happen. Okay? So 1 to 2 pounds per week, all right, is a good weight loss. Be adventurous. This is just saying step out there like with the bison or some kale. I've tried some of that recently. Just try different foods. If you eat Cheerios every morning with milk and a cup of coffee, let's jump over the ledge here. Let's try some oatmeal, okay? Or let's try something else. Just try. There's other foods out there that have a lot of nutrients and vitamins in it that the regular food that you're taking in every day does not have. And if you take a vitamin without eating and you think that's going to give you everything you need, it's not going to do it. Okay, one, you got to take a vitamin with food in order for it to work. Okay? But still, that vitamin's not going to give you everything. You need to make sure you're getting it in with food as well. Okay? Try fresh herbs and dry seasonings to add flavor without guilt. Basically, do those things instead of overpacking your butter, overpacking your sugar, overpacking your salt. Okay? Just different options. All right? Be flexible. Here's what I'm talking about. There's going to be roadblocks. Choose a lighter breakfast and lunch to splurge on pizza with the works, 2 slices max. Okay? So, if you know there's a party coming up this Friday evening, then kind of limit your breakfast and lunch if you plan on splurging a little bit that evening. Okay? Don't eat a good breakfast and then have a coworker ask you to go out to, I don't know, name somewhere.
Larry's Pizza.
Larry's Pizza. Larry's Pizza. Very good. Very good play. You do not go to Larry's Pizza at lunch if you know you're going to Pizza Hut Friday night. Okay? That's the way to watch it. Because those add up quick. Be good when you know something's coming. Okay? But even in saying that, if you're trying to lose weight, get in shape, whatever it is, you can step outside the rules, but don't overdo it. Okay? Split order fries or dessert with a friend. It's always good. Me and my wife split plates at different restaurants, and sometimes if we have dessert, we'll split a dessert. Also, another good thing with that is, when it goes back to portion sizes, if you really feel like you overdo portions and you're really having trouble staying on doing the right portion, instead of getting a regular size plate for dinner, get a breakfast plate. Okay, get a smaller saucer. It can't hold that much. It's going to fall off. You're going to spill it on the floor. Okay? But that's a good way to kind of monitor whether you're taking in too much. You got me? Okay. Choose the best choice of fast food restaurants if that's your only choice. Every one of us, me too, that makes me mad. I'm trying to get somewhere, stuck in traffic, starving to death, and the only thing there is McDonald's. Okay? You got to eat it. I just can't handle it. I get grumpy, and I can't handle not being hungry. All right? So I'm going to McDonald's. No, and because your sugar is so low, you want those French fries so bad. You want them French fries and that quarter pounder so bad because your sugar is so low and you're so hungry. There you go. Get you a salad, put a little fruit because that's going to have sugar. Get you a grilled chicken sandwich. Okay, if they have a whole wheat bun, if not, I want a grilled chicken sandwich without the bun. Okay, there you go. It's hard to do, but you can get in trouble by doing that because this leads to this. One bad meal doesn't open the door for the entire day. See that all the time. You have a good breakfast, yum yum. You go to lunch, you went to Larry's Pizza. You wasn't going to eat bad, but your buddy said, come on, eat some of this cheeseburger pizza. So you eat a little cheeseburger pizza. Well, then the afternoon comes along. Y'all go to Pizza Hut. Well, I done messed up the whole day. Might as well eat it. It happens all the time. I see it. So don't let one meal ruin the whole day. And don't let one day ruin the whole week. Okay? 1 week, the whole month. Because I've got people to do that. Okay? It's like, well, Jeremy, I went to lunch, ate bad, and then we was out with my friends, and we just started eating dinner. I was like, well, God, I done threw the whole day away. I might as well eat this one. And then I woke up, and then I was running late because I ate bad breakfast, and that 2 days, and then there you go. Okay? Don't let one day or one meal lead to an entire day to week, week to month. Okay? It's easy to do. Fun facts. Water makes up 75% of your body. You should consume half your body weight in water. One of the biggest things that I see in ADCs, when people come in, they're dehydrated. Okay? Your 8 cups of coffee and your water, that does not hydrate you all the way. Okay? You got to get your soft drinks, your fruit juices and all that. We don't count that as part of your fluid intake. You got to drink your water. Helps with digestion. Your muscles are made up of 70% water. Okay? If you're dehydrated, you feel fatigued. Okay? There's a lot of things that water does, and you need to be consuming it. You don't count your Cokes and all that thing as part of your fluid intake. All right? This is a fact.
How often should you consume half of your body weight in water? What period of time?
Just throughout. As your weight, throughout the day. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, throughout the day. And as you drop it, it goes down. Now, for some people, this is kind of what I said, many goals.
8 pounds a gallon, 8 pounds of water.
Like I said, what did I put? Oh, you said, what?
Is it ounces?
Yeah, sorry, my fault. That was my ounces. Yeah, not pounds. But y'all like, whoo, what we got? Y'all, everybody be in the bathroom. That'd be my fault too. Just know, but in doing baby steps for that, work up to 64 ounces. You slowly progress it until you start to get there. Okay, and if it's plus or minus, if you're constantly going to the bathroom all the time, then drop it a little bit. But most of us here, I would say right now, probably not more than anybody probably drinks more than 16 ounces a day. Okay? Or close to it. It's not very many. All right? All right, the average American consumes 150, 175 pounds of sugar a year. All right? Because sugar's in everything. All right? And we like sugar. It's in everything we eat. They put sugar in things that say low fat because they got to get taste in there somehow. And if you see low fat, because everybody's on, don't eat high fat foods, eat low fat foods. Well, you see low fat, you buy it and it's high in sugar. Okay? Yogurt with acidophilus and bifidus help keep a healthy colon. Okay? So yogurt is very good. Okay? That's live bacteria that helps keep your colon healthy. All right? So if you don't eat yogurt, it kind of does more than one thing. It helps with your colon, you got protein in it, and you got carbohydrates. Okay? It's a good mixture of everything. All right? Freshwater ocean-caught fish is better for you than farm-raised fish. Same thing with the food that stays on the shelves forever. Your farm-raised fish have been given different supplements, steroids to grow quick, to mass produce. So whatever they put in there and that fish eats, you eat it. Okay? Your fresh food, live out in the wild, they're going to eat whatever's natural. Okay? Kind of like the chickens and the eggs. They cage the chickens, they keep them in there, they steroid them up, they make them produce mass numbers, they make them fat, and they give them your eggs. Whatever they put in those eggs, those chickens is what's going to be in your eggs. Okay? So like cage-free, organic type eggs are better for you. Okay? Not all food labeled sugar-free is sugar-free because the FDA says there's a certain amount, and this goes with the caffeine as well. There's a line where they don't have to mark and say has sugar in it. Now I don't specifically know the amount, but if it falls under a certain amount, they can say sugar-free. Okay? So just pay attention on your food. Okay? Just because it says it, don't always mean it. Okay? There we go. I'm done with my portion. AD's up next with the exercise. We're just going to switch mics. Do you have any questions about anything? Everybody's good? All right. Good deal. Just a second.
important. You have to need that for the next people to come through. But long-term goals are important also. And the long-term goals that are important, you need to share that with a friend to make yourself a little bit accountable, or a spouse, or anybody that you know will push you to do those long-term goals. And that's the reason, part of the reason for setting our goals is to get you out there and get you started on your program, on your exercise destination. So we're going to set a roadmap. What we're going to do, we're going to set a roadmap today, and how do you get started? If you already started, how to manage your exercise program. A lot of you probably are in an exercise program because you're part of this this little system y'all got going on. But the thing is, the success of it is depending on how you map out your program, or how the best way for you to be successful. Now, I don't have one key that's going to help all of you all, but what I'm going to do is give you keys to kind of get each one of you, because each one of you have different schedules, different lifestyles, different things going on, to try to give you some keys to get you in the right direction to where you can meet every goal that you set. And not everybody's goal is going to be the same. So I want you to keep in mind that when you're setting your goals, make sure it's realistic. Make sure it's realistic, and make sure that you can accomplish them. All right, what I mean by this? What exercises are best? Is it like treadmill, elliptical? There is actually no way to say which exercise is the best for a particular person. It depends on your needs. Like, take for instance, you have bad knees. Well, walking and doing a treadmill is going to probably be hard on your knees. Doing elliptical will be an option for you. If you are already in shape and trying to do a elliptical exercise, you pretty much are down to just your leg muscles. So you want to do something that incorporates more muscle movement, like running or swimming, because you have to, when you're actually running, you actually have to propel your body into the air in order to get that momentum going. So it actually creates more muscle firing in order to achieve that task. So when like someone doing like a low-grade life cycle or a life bike, that'll be better for a person starting out and getting started on a program, and or have bad knees or small or other ailments. Sometimes we get people that come in that's coming in from like a heart procedure, and we start them on the bike because that's the best thing for them to get, so they can kind of get the heart rate up just a little bit, then stop, slow it down, and get the heart rate up a little bit and stop, slow it down. Most of the people today in our state and in America are probably suffering from some type of heart condition or cholesterol problems. And that's due to, one of the things is diet and a lack of exercise. And that's the reason why this corporation has probably incorporated this wellness program for you guys, is to keep you alive a little longer, because you never know what those little things that come up. So what do I mean by exercise? Try to pick the exercises that work for you, or the machines that work for you, and also try to put yourself in a situation to succeed. How long? All right, will it be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour? Now, this will depend on your activity level again. The best way to determine your activity level is to try to go for like a 30-minute bout. If you cannot make it, if you can't say your ABCs while you're doing an activity, then you're probably at a lower level and you might want to take it down a little bit. There's nothing wrong with going into an exercise program and do 10 minutes at a time or 10-minute bouts. But if you're upper level, try to push yourself to 30, 45, maybe even an hour. And also, what time of the day is going to be more successful for you? The biggest thing with time of day, excuse me, kind of parched here. Biggest thing with time of day, if you are doing a cardiovascular exercise, you want to get the most fat burning from your exercise program, you want to start it in the morning. Reason being, when you wake up in the morning, your body has the least amount of sugar in it, all right? So when you get started on an exercise or cardiovascular exercise, the meaning of cardiovascular or aerobic exercise is basically use of oxygen to burn fat. So when the faster you get into that fat storage, the more fat you burn. So an early morning exercise, if possible, with no food, is really good for fat storage or fat burning. All right. Lunchtime exercises. That's going to be a thing where you have to plan your meals out. Notice when we were talking about planning your meals, what we did talk about is we're going to try to eat at least 4 meals a day. And that includes snacks, at least 4 meals a day. So when you start your exercise program, if you had a breakfast at 9 and you're planning on working out at at lunch at around, let's say 11, then you can't have that snack right before because you need at least 2 hours before you do an exercise program. But you can have a meal right immediately after the exercise program. Does that make sense? So when you're planning your meal, you have to plan your exercise routine around how your meals are going to fall. And trying to get 4 in is kind of harder to do if you eat a late breakfast. So you got to get up a little bit earlier to try to get that breakfast in. Or if you're going to do a little cardiovascular exercise, you might want to cut it down to 10 to 15 minutes so you can get that in the morning and then start on your breakfast, okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Because it's real important to set yourself up to succeed. And whenever you start on your exercise program, if you're not eating in a correlation with your exercise routine, it's going to throw you off. And then next thing you know, you stop, and then we have those failures, and the failures leads to quitting. All right? Where? What I mean by where is, where are you going to work out? Or do you feel like, I don't like working out in gyms? That's the best part about our facility. I think I love way more than like a powerhouse, because not everybody is as confident as some people that come in here. Because you have guys in the powerhouse, they're pretty much my size, and they can lift an enormous amount of weight. And it's kind of intimidating when you have, let's say, a lady that's, let's say, 65 years old, maybe 130 pounds, and she has to walk by this guy that's curling like the 45s and he's sweating. She is not going to want to go by him. So whenever you set where you're going to work out, make it a place where you can enjoy yourself, free from distraction, free from someone calling you and stopping you, free from just your time to enjoy and get a great workout in. And you will enjoy it once you get it doing it for a while. So another thing, if you're going to do at a facility or a fitness center, if you're one of those people that try to get into fitness, get a partner. Go somewhere where you can have somebody that you can pick up, that you can exercise, that's going to also hold you accountable. That's the best thing, having a partner. Hey, where you at? I thought you said you're going to show up at 6 o'clock. And that helps you get there. Help you be a little more accountable. All right. I did skip it, didn't I? Why don't y'all tell me? Y'all stopped him. At least y'all paying attention. That's great. I'm kind of excited about the next part. That's what we're going to, flexibility. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What do you do when you try to work out, you eat after you work out, and you always get sick?
Okay. First of all, I want to say I love questions. Okay? But that's a real good one. That's a real good one. That depends on, I don't know chemically. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Say the question again. She said if you're working out.
Try and eat after your workout the
And
way
you
you're
get
supposed to, and you always get sick.
Always get sick. The thing is, sometimes what happens is when you're working out, your body sends blood to the muscular system. And then when you decide to eat, your body had to send blood to the digestive system. And that, if it goes back and forth too fast, kind of like if you swim when you're eating, you'll start bringing it back up. All right? What she's going to have to do is you're going to, first of all, take in something that's high in water or high in fiber, like an apple. I don't know if that, you got to probably coat your stomach is basically what you have to do. Take in a lot of water and then try to take in something high in fiber. That fiber swells up in your stomach and it gives you the sensation of being full without having all of that digestive blood going to that system, trying to create a breakdown for that food. Because every time you send something into your body's taking down your esophagus all the way down to your stomach, and then your body has to break that stuff down. The more it has to break down, the more blood is necessary. So that's when you're starting to feel the sickness. So give yourself a little more time by adding like just a half or a couple of bites of apple. Let your stomach settle.
See, that's where, okay, I work out. I work out a lot.
Okay.
Morning is physical therapy. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then drink water, and then I usually have to wait 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
By that point, I'm starving.
Right.
So I'm more likely to cheat and eat something bad.
Hey, another thing, starving is a good thing. I mean, if you're really, really hungry after exercise, that means your body says, I need food. It's giving you that signal. say, hey, give me something. And that's how you know your metabolism is actually increasing. So let's embrace that. But if you have to wait that 45 minutes, that's just a task that you have to do. And it's something that just unfortunately that your body is not ready to accept food at that point in time. But take it in small steps and try to have something that is real easy to digest. Another thing is vegetable enzymes are not the easiest thing to digest. So in that situation, you want to have something that's going to re-energize your body. So once again, fruit is going to be the easiest thing for your body to kind of digest. Does that make sense to everyone? And that's real important, and that's a good thing. Embrace that hunger that you're getting. If you get hungry every 2 hours, you're not a pig. You're not a pig. Your metabolism is speeding up. Okay, that's the way we were made to run. We were made to run like an efficient machine. I'm going back into the nutrition part, but I think it's relevant to what we're going to be doing. Is if you put a big box on a conveyor belt and tell something to break it down, it's take a long time. But if you keep putting small boxes, you can break those small boxes down a lot easier. And that's the system in which you want to try to exercise and use food planning. That's why I'm saying at least 4 meals a day, and that includes snacks. All right, what is flexibility? Flexibility basically is your body's ability to increase that range of motion. Here's the reason why a lot of people have injuries. Because they don't stretch. It should be a part of everybody's exercise program. And I kind of neglect it a lot, and I sometimes neglect it with my clients. It's because you spend an hour in there working out, you're doing cardiovascular. Now I have another person coming in that's asking for my attention, and we sometimes neglect the ability to stretch. But here's what happens when you don't. If you don't have a proper stretching routine, your muscles shorten and they strengthen. And that puts stress on your tendons and ligaments. All right, and every time that you put stress on your tendons and ligaments, they're not made to stretch. Then you have something that either happens or has to roll over a process. You got a lot of processes in your body. And then you have inflammation, and then you have pain. And that's what basically happens. You start having tightness, then you have inflammation, and then you have pain. Well, if it's hard for you to get out of a seat, that means you have tightness. All right? And eventually, when you get out of the seat and you try to get up a little too fast, you start to have inflammation, then you have pain. And that's what starts to happen to you if you don't have proper flexibility. What helps with flexibility? Water. We've got to go back to that. Water actually hydrates that muscle, so it allows it to stretch a lot better. If you got a dehydrated muscle and you don't take it in a proper amount of water and you go to stretching it, of course, once again, the muscle is not ready to activate or release and actually lengthen like it's supposed to, putting pressure right back on those tendons and ligaments, okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Well, should you stretch before you work out, after, or both? Because I heard don't stretch before so your muscles are cold. I heard wait after. Then I heard stretch before because you can prevent injury stretching before. So I'm just wondering.
You are so lucky to have me here today. You are a lucky woman. I'm going to help you out tremendously. They are both somewhat correct. All right. You do want to stretch before you start an activity, but it's dependent on the type of stretch you do. All right. So if you were doing, like, take for instance, if you're going to run, what you would do, you'll walk for 5 minutes to get your body temperature up. Then you would stretch before you run, and then after you get done running, stretch again. And that's the thing. That's the reason why stretching has been neglected so much, because it takes so much time. And that can be an hour of training, stretching. And I stay away from him when it comes to stretching because he's like the mad stretcher. I mean, he got these little tools. He got these tools and that's another way of stretching before. It's what is that thing called? A noodle? That freaking noodle. It's a foam roller. And you have to put all your weight on the muscle and actually roll it up and down, and what that does is activates your muscle fibers and kind of get them going and actually rolls out the tension. It's also a form of massage therapy. So some of you guys have done it, but when you weigh 200 pounds, that daggum thing hurts. It hurts. But yeah, you're on both accounts. But you make sure that you keep your body warm before you start a stretching program. Don't just walk up to, like, take for instance, you're going to run and then just start pulling a stretch. That's not safe. It's like pulling a cold rubber band. All right? Like I said, prevent muscle tendon shortness. Stretching. We're going to get started on some of the stretching. This is a good quad stretch right here. You want to make sure that you're balanced, and you want to make sure your hips are equal. And what I mean by that, Jeremy, that's why I'm going to bring you back. That's why I told you not to clap for you, buddy. Come on. All right, you want to make sure your hips are equal, or even, and this is what I mean by even. When he comes up to a quad stretch, you can use my shoulder for balance if you need to. When he comes in the quad stretch, he's not having to twist his body. Now, twist your body, what will most people do? All right, you see how his hips are adjusting in order to complete the task? Can everyone see that? All right. What's happening is when you start to pull on this quad stretch, people will start to tilt forward or pull their leg out to the side in order to achieve grabbing their ankle. You know, if you haven't done it before, it's kind of hard to do. But keeping that even is the best part of getting a quad stretch, because it actually activates that muscle specifically and gets that muscle lengthened enough to get your proper stretch. All right? Quad stretch is also the most important because it's one of the biggest muscles in your body. So you want to keep that quad stretched out. Knee problems can be eliminated or kind of minimized by that stretch right there. Because what people don't realize is that your muscle from your quadricep goes down into your anterior tibialis, and that's what causes the knee movement. And the tendon is the patella tendon that comes over the patella, which is the sesamo, your kneecap, basically. And there's a tendon that runs right over the top of that, and it goes down into your shin. And if you don't have the lengthening of the quad muscle, then you're having pulling of that tendon above your kneecap or right over your kneecap. And then you got the jumper's knee. If you're out there playing basketball, you jumping and you feel that pain in your knee, that stretch that quad out and it'll alleviate a lot of it. Not all of them, but it will help you out with a lot of those. Any questions? Okay. I was making sure. All right, tricep. I've got tricep and an inner thigh stretch. All right, a tricep, this is the one we're trying to work. So, once again, we're trying to work this muscle right here, this tricep muscle. And what he'll do is, once you get that and make sure his hands are, try to pick him flat on his back, or he'll have the towel on his back, and you take the other arm and pull the towel down just enough. Kind of turn around for me, brother. Yes. You'll pull the towel down just enough to get stretch in this. Notice that, I want y'all to try to get your arm straight up like his is. Not everybody can do it. Now sit up and do it also. Yeah. So you see how difficult it is? You might want to keep those muscles stretched out. If you kind of do like this, you can. But if you have to sit up straight and get your hand flat on your back of your neck, some people it's kind of hard to do, especially if you got a little more muscle mass. See some guys in here with some muscle mass. All right, the inner thigh stretch, pretty self-explanatory. Put your heels together, and gently, if you can, press those knees out. It's going to work the groin and the inner thigh, and the reason that is another high. If you're doing an activity or you have to run towards something, you're really likely to injure a groin muscle. How do I explain this? Take for instance, you slip and fall. That's going to be one of those areas, if your leg, that's going to be an area that pulls very easily, and that's a very painful injury. So, and also if you're doing any activities that causes you to explode, this inner thigh stretch is very important for you to have in your repertoire, okay? So try not to neglect, we're going to go through everything, but try not to neglect any of these stretches. Calf stretch. This is the part when we do those calf raises, and these girls are wearing heels. So you want to make sure your calves look good. You want to have a good stretch. The back leg is the one that's actually doing the stretch. I know the part of that picture is out, but sinking those hips in, once again, he's doing a great job of keeping his hips together. You don't want to rotate your hips out. What I mean by that is, you don't want to rotate your hip like that. It's easier to do that way. What you're doing is compensating. But every time that you rotate those hips in or even them out, it puts more pressure on that calf muscle, and it actually lengthens that calf, the gastrocnemius, and gives you the proper stretch that you need. All right, this is a low back stretch. If you're having low back problems, a couple of things you might even do. You want to change the way you sleep. You want to try to do a lot of core work and stretch your lower back. Stretching your lower back would be this is one of the many low back stretches, and it's a low level exercise or low level stretch that you can do that won't cause a whole lot of pain. Make sure you keep your hands flat on the ground and rotate your hips over just enough to where you feel a little discomfort. You don't want to try to force it over, and if your arms are coming off the ground, you're rolling over too far. So make sure you keep those hands flat on the ground, like she has hers, and rotate it over. Now she's pretty flexible, so she can get hers over, and trying to keep this chest or that part of your back on the ground at the same time. And that's going to give you the maximum lower back stretch. All right, hamstring. This is the best hamstring stretch actually there is. A lot of people try to go down and touch your toes, but you're deactivating sometimes whenever you bend over at the waist. So what you want to do is you want to make sure, once again, your hips are even or square. You can put your foot on like a chair or something, and you can do like a waiter's bow, and you'll feel that instantly. You know what? I kind of feel something coming. Come on, y'all, let's get up. Come on, y'all got to experience this. Come on, just a few of you. Come on, wake you up a little bit. You've ate, and it's not hard to do. All you have to do, as a matter of fact, you don't have to put your foot on the chair. All right, just stand up. Make sure your hips are square. Make sure your hips are square. And I just want you to put your heel on the ground and your toe up in the air, and push your butt back. Push your butt back in the way. Can y'all feel that? And see, and you start to feel it immediately. And it's a whole lot better than this right here. That's almost a back stretch. So y'all got to get a piece of it. Get the other leg. And you know, okay, good job. Good job. Okay, a lot of people don't get a chance to experience that. All right, so that's a good thing, a good stretch. You can teach everybody else that. All right, we're gonna go through some exercises. Wall squats are great exercises to get started out on. Wall squats are pretty self-explanatory. You put that ball on the wall, and you squat down just low enough to where you get a 90-degree angle. Here's the thing: if you have knee problems, don't go down to a 90-degree angle, and never let your knee go past your toe. That's very important. You got knee problems because that put extra pressure on that patella tendon. Also, a little more advanced squat right here. One of the things, if you are in an exercise program and you're doing squats, if you can't go down without your knees going in front of your toes, then you have to work on that squat a little more. Okay?
You're talking about
Well, yeah.
knees going that way when you sit down.
So if you can look down, yes. When you look down,
You need to go
right.
Okay.
And that's the biggest deal with it. If you can't do that, then you have to work on that squat a little more. A lot of people do squats incorrectly. All right. Bent leg deadlift. This is a lower back and a hamstring exercise. Pretty self-explanatory. The thing that keeps you safe is, look at his head. His head and body and spine is neutral. You don't want what we call a cat back when you're doing this. That means you got a hump in your back. You want a duck back. So you kind of stick your butt out, and right here, more of a duck back than a cat back, and keep your head in a neutral position. That keeps your spine safe. Got a question? Okay, all right. I'm making sure I answer questions now. All right, we got line abduction and adduction. This is hip exercises, going out to the side. One of the things with this, keep your toes straight ahead, and that'll activate your adductors. But the biggest thing with these is try to make sure you keep your hips solid on the ground and a nice range of motion. Leg press. Self-explanatory. The great thing about machine weights, if you're getting started, it takes you through the range of motion. That's the best thing when you want to get started. It takes you through the range of motion, so you're less likely to make mistakes and less likely to have injuries. Leg curl, once again. Biggest thing with this, don't arch your back up. Try to keep your back flat and bring it up all the way to your buttocks. Chest exercises, got to push up. If you can't do a push-up from your toes, go down to your knees. If you can't do it from your knees, you can lay it on your stomach and just press up what you can. So don't be afraid of push-ups. When somebody say push-ups, don't start groaning. You can still do it a lot of different ways, okay? All right, chest press. This is a more advanced. Thing of a push-up. The thing is, you don't want these exercises to start moving those hands out. And that's the best thing about free weights, because you have to activate more muscles in order to complete the task. So doing a free weight is real good if you're a more advanced exerciser. Shoulder press, same thing with shoulder press, straight up and down. Try to keep your spine neutral, head up, and then press. If you manipulate your body like leaning back on something, you create more strength and you feel better, but you're not getting the proper mechanics of the lift. You can lean back on something and really rep out a lot, but if you have to sustain your posture and control your core and do the activity, it's a lot harder and you get a lot more out of it. Yes, sir.
How many reps and how much weight should be used?
We're going to talk about that. All right. Matter of fact, let's address that. Let's address that right now. If you are in a program and you want to increase your intensity without, if you don't have anybody there with you, you can slow down the rep. So I would suggest 10 to 12 reps for everyone in here, especially even if you are a exercise enthusiast, or you probably work out a whole lot. Still take it as like 10 to 12 reps, but I challenge you, instead of taking the weight up, take the count down. What I mean by that is, instead of going out here 1, 2, do like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll automatically increase the intensity. All right. For most people, you want to do 2 to 3 sets, and you want to do that 3 days a week minimum. Okay, 3 days a week. I like to get you more days a week, so I kind of people do 4 days a week of exercise. That way you in an exercise activity most days of the week. All right, and that's not including how far you walk at work. All right, you don't count that. Exercise is something outside of your normal everyday activity. All right. Lateral raises, nice and slow movement. This is one of those ones you don't want to load up on a weight. When you see guys loading up on a weight, it's a fulcrum lever system, and basically the farther that weight is from this joint, the easier it is to hurt yourself. So you want to keep this weight low and under control. All right. Don't load up, guys. Don't load up on lateral raises. And same thing with rear delt raises. It's basically the key thing to this is make sure you're keeping your back flat and you're down and bringing it up. Just to parallel, make it a 180-degree line right across the back. Bicep curl. Don't hook those elbows on your side. When you see how you got the elbows off the side, if you hook them to your side, you can really dig in and get a lot of weight. But keeping those elbows off your side, a nice range of motion, it'll be a great exercise for you. Tricep extension also. Don't hit yourself in the head. Make sure you bring it straight down. Make sure you bring it straight down. Keep those elbows straight ahead when you're doing this exercise. It's easy to manipulate. It's easy to get a lot more weight if you take those elbows out. All right. Kickbacks. Key thing with this one: keeping your elbow in this position, equal with your back, and then extension. Same thing with a back exercise. You start from, we call them lawnmowers sometimes. You start from the bottom. Notice that his body is making a 90-degree angle right here, keeping your hips straight or even, and pulling up. It'll actually increase the efficiency of the exercise. This is a lower back exercise. If you're having lower back problems, this is strengthen the rectus spinae. What you do is, this is called alternating Superman. You'll raise your right leg and your left hand at the same time, and it'll actually activate your supraspinatus and, not supraspinatus, but the rectus spinae on both sides. Planks, everybody's favorite. Make sure you keep your body straight, and you do that. I say duration of this one is probably like 20, 25 seconds. Side bends. This is another abdominal exercise for your obliques. It's a great exercise. Just basically trying to reach down to the side. And we gave you these papers, so you can go through these if you need to, and if we'll leave our cards for you to, give us a call if you need some of these exercises, kind of rehashed. All right, side, the medicine ball oblique twist. Make sure you keep your core activated when you're doing this. You don't want to hunch your back, so you keep your back up straight, your stomach tight, and we do our rotations. All right, make sure you bring everything you need to do your workout. If you leave something out, that's when you get prepared for that day. Try to get prepared in advance. When you start leaving things, that's an excuse to stop. That means you don't get a chance to work out, and you know what that means. We start having failure, and failure allows us to quit. Believe. Confucius says, he who can and he who says he can't are usually both right. It's Confucius. He's kind of confusing, I guess. That's what I guess. If you think you can, you can. If you don't think you can, you probably won't. And I want y'all to stay motivated. Actually, we got one quick story I want to tell you guys. This young lady and this young man, well, he's actually 71 years old. He got that on there. And I picked these two people because they have made significant strides in their life. This guy here was diagnosed with autoimmune disease, and he also had. They're thinking he was some form of lupus. He started on a medication. He was taking 30 pills a day. He was got to get a surgery. Now he's down to 1 pill a day, and it's I forgot what the pill it is, but he can walk as he's walking if he's walking for like an hour in his workout, he's still at like 87 beats per minute, and opposed to he was like at 97 when he started. I mean, just at rest. So his whole life has changed, and he just started last year. So whenever you think you're too old to get into it, it's not true. It's proven that the most benefits come for those who just started. If you're a beginner to immediate, that's the biggest results. The people that have the hardest problems is already active to try to get into elite status. So if you haven't started already, it's still time for you. And I hope we helped you all today. I ran out of time, so I kind of sped up a little bit. I apologize for that, but I really enjoyed you guys giving your time. This is a great facility. Everybody here shows up. 90 people. This is the biggest crowd we've had.